This is BBC World News. I'm Geeta Gurumurthy. Our top stories. The final hours of campaigning for Macron and Le Pen. With France voting for its president on Sunday, latest polls suggest the centrist Mr Macron will beat far-right Madame Le Pen to the Elysee Palace. Dramatic gains for the governing Conservative Party here in the UK, with local elections just 1 month before a snap general election. Amidst continuing tensions over Brexit, the President of the European Commission says the English language is slowly losing its importance in Europe. India's Supreme Court rejects an appeal by 4 men sentenced to death for the rape and murder of a medical student in Delhi in 2012. And also in the programme, China's first commercial passenger jet makes its maiden flight. We ask, will it be a rival for Boeing and Airbus?
Good evening, and it's my pleasure to see you here. So, if you don't mind, say hi to me, say hi to each other, and just say a couple of words about yourself, just like where are you from, why are you here, why you need English, whatever you want to say. If you want to say about your books or about your grades in your high school if you study, then you're very welcome. And please introduce yourself to each other.
Good evening, my name is Naiska. I study in high school and I'm here because I want to know English better.
Where are you from?
I'm from Belgrade.
Okay, good. How about you?
Hello all, my name is Kostya. I'm from Zheleznogorsk, which is located in Kursk region. I study in 10th grade and we use Rainbow English as a teach book. I need English because I want to pass in the GIMO.
Okay, so you mentioned the name of the book. Was it Laser, or I just didn't quite catch what was the name of the book?
Rainbow English.
Rainbow, okay, sorry, Rainbow English. Yeah, I've never seen this book before, but I will. Rainbow English. Okay, so you're very welcome to be part of my class. I really enjoy your presence here. So another question is, what's new? What about the latest news that happened in your life, or world news, whatever you want to say? Please share a little bit about the latest news.
I would like to try. This week I didn't experience any extraordinary events, but I found out some interesting news from BBC. Right. There was some kind of sport news, but I didn't remember it for sure. Also, there was news about weather. I heard about cyclone zone near Australia and season rains in South Africa. In addition, there was talk about a film called Chuck, and they told that this is a good film. Also, there was some news about election in France.
Yeah, very true, very good. Your English is very impressive, I would say, very impressive. Nastya, how about you?
My daily routine stay same. Nothing interesting happened, so I don't know what I can feel. Everything's the same in my life.
Yeah, Nastya, what I just wanted to underline is just necessary. It's kind of a every time when we meet each other here, I just encourage you to get a little bit prepared with just a little bit of your news of anything which happened to you during this week. If you ask me personally about this week, what's new happened to me, yeah, I can think of lots of stuff, but to be particular, well, I would say that I started a new project, which is how to learn English properly, which is very dear to my heart, and you can read. It's almost kind of a daily thing, which I just write almost every day, and it's for the people who want to start learning from the very beginning. And if you will have any comments, you are very welcome to join this discussion. Well, another thing is thinking about the translator's job. I had to translate a very interesting article, and I just encourage you to read this article. It's about, I'm not very sure the pronunciation, so it's about the Chinese iPhone. iPhone in quotation marks. They call it Xiaomi or Xiaomi or something like that, and I translated the article about the new version of this cell phone, which is Mi6, or you call it Mi 6, and this is supposed to be one of the most powerful cell phones ever. You can think of the processor Snapdragon is 385, and the ready access memory RAM is 6 gigabytes, which is unbelievable, and almost is not necessary for the cell phone, but still, I mean for the year 2017, but still they have it, 6 gigabytes for the processor. Yeah, I enjoyed the article, and if you want to, I can share this article with you. Just hold on. If I have it here, yeah, probably I don't have it here now, but okay, I will find. Yeah, this is my translation, and this is the link to the article. Probably you will like it also. I'm not sure, but maybe you will enjoy it. So that's about my news, and so again, I just encourage you every class to get prepared with the latest news, with the news about yourself, world news, whatever you want to say. Okay. So what I want you to do today is, I would like you to talk about two things. It will be the IELTS exam, part 3. In this part, you are supposed to talk about some special topic, and today's topic will be your interests and hobbies. But before we talk about that, I want you to watch several answers from several students from different countries. We will not watch the whole bunch, I mean the whole time. When they answer, it's just like every answer is around 4 minutes, so I don't think that it will be a good idea to spend a lot of time. But again, at the same time, later on, I will provide you the link, and it will be possible for you to watch it at home when you have some free time. So the first question will be, okay, let me just share it with you. No, it's not like that. It's here. Yeah. So you see, this is student A, this is student B, and this is student C. Okay? So the question to you is, you know, the teacher who uploaded the videos graded the students as band 6, 7, and band 8. So the meaning is that all of these students, each of the students, they received 6, 7. So this person received 6 points, this 7 points, and the last lady 8 points for speaking part 3. So the question to you, why do you think they were awarded these grades? So what was it about their spoken English that led the teacher to grade them at his level? If you understand the question again, you see this person receives or was awarded grade 6, this grade 7, and the lady grade 8 points. So the question to you is, you will listen, and not only listen, you will also watch the subtitles, because we have the subtitles, so you will be able to read if you do not have a good chance to listen. Then I will ask you why they received these grades. What do you think? Be very attentive. Okay? And then after you listen to them, after that I will ask you to answer the same question. Not one question, but they will be kind of several questions in a row. But you will see the person who administers the exam, you will see him asking several questions. So I will do the same. I will ask you several questions, and then we will talk about your answers. And after that, if we have some time left, then we'll talk about one very interesting book which I will encourage you to use for your preparation for any kind of exam. It's a book about idioms, phrasal verbs, and stuff like that. Okay? So if you do not have any questions, any comments so far, if you do not have any specific needs to address, yeah, we will, if we have some time, we will try to complete the exercise like you asked about the exercise the previous time. It was the exercise with the multiple choice. I will try and give you some multiple choice exercise from this new book which I said. So no questions, no comments, no special needs to address so far, are there?
No.
Okay, if not, so let's start watching. And the question to you will be, if you cannot hear, then just let me know. But at the same time, do not forget that I will turn on the subtitles. Okay? Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Konstantin, how about you? Are you?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so let's start.
Now, we've been talking about interests or hobbies, and I'd like to discuss with you one or two more general questions related to this. Let's consider first of all current and future hobbies.
In my country, really, gardening is very popular hobby, but it's because necessity. People usually maybe grow potato or something like this just to have a more cheap food.
Are there other popular hobbies?
Yes. Other popular hobbies, maybe reading, collecting books, because it was very difficult to find good books in recent times. So it is really big hobby, reading.
Why do you think reading is such a big hobby? Just because it was difficult to find books, or is there any other reason?
I think that there are few entertainments in recent times also. There was no a lot of good films and a lot of some shows, so people did prefer to read good books and to entertain this way themselves.
Okay, so that seems to be all listening to the first gentleman. So was it possible for you to hear him speaking, or you just read the subtitles?
I heard some words, but I have to read subtitles.
Okay, good. Nastya, how about you?
It was easy to read subtitles.
Yeah, but I'm just, I'm checking about the technical part. So it's interesting for me. Was it possible for you to hear any sound?
Probably yes.
Okay, good. All right, now you have the general idea about the first person speaking, right? Correct?
Yes, he was talking about hobbies in his country, reading and so on.
Yeah, I understand. So the same question will be to the second gentleman and to the young lady. The same question will be about interests and hobbies. Okay, let's move on to the second person. Okay?
Yes.
Right, now we've been talking about interests and hobbies. I'd like to discuss with you one or two more general questions related to this. So let's consider first of all current and future hobbies. What do you think are the most popular types of hobby in your country?
Sports and for example football. Football I think is the most popular one.
Why do you think that is?
I think, okay, first football is popular in most places in the world, and I think it's an easy game to play since you're a kid, and also the media helps, television and the radio.
In what ways?
They always show football on television, and they always any match they always show it on television. Yeah. So that helps, and the news as well, football.
Do you think the popularity of football is likely to continue into the future?
Yes, it will, because kids like football, and most of the kids in my country like football, and they play it, and it's likely that they will play it when they're older. We will watch it.
So you don't think it might be replaced by something like basketball or rugby?
I think other sports will come more popular, but
okay, so that was another person talking about the same question, and then let's move on to the third one. Okay.
We've been talking about hobbies, and I'd like to discuss with you one or two more general questions related to this. Let's consider first of all current and future hobbies. What do you think are the most popular types of hobby in Germany?
For male Germans it's probably football. And for females it might be shopping, I don't know. It could be shopping, but many people are actually doing sports, so they would go jogging in their spare time.
Why do you think these hobbies are so popular?
Because I think you need balance in life. The working life is quite hard, and nowadays in Germany with the economic situation, etc., everybody needs an anchor point or a balance to their struggle during their working hours. So I guess just to have relaxation and to calm down and as a stress relief, I think sports is a good way to do so, and I think that's why many Germans are doing it. It's probably worldwide the case.
Let's pick up on that point of leisure time. You mentioned that the work leisure balance in Germany is perhaps a little bit out of balance. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, I mean, the regular working hours would be 8 to 9 hours a day, but nowadays competition is quite big because of the unemployment, so everybody is really putting a lot of overtime in their work, and most of the time probably don't get paid for it. And leisure time is increasingly, of course, getting less and less, and so people are definitely looking forward to the holidays or their weekends to enjoy family life. But I think family life isn't that what it was before, because everybody's so focused on their careers and to keep their jobs and have a good income and survive basically in the system.
All right, that seems to be enough. So, as you remember, I just wanted to hear why do you think that these three people received or were awarded different grades. So the first one, he was awarded 6, the second 7, and the third 8.
In my opinion, the first one was better than the second one because he was talking really fast, while the second one used common words that was talking slowly. I understand what he was talking about. As for the third one, I suppose that she was graded highly because she used a lot of different specific words in English. In addition, she didn't make any serious mistakes and also spoke really fast.
Okay. Nastya?
I think the third speaker speak very good, but I would like to compare two men. The first one talk very slowly, and in his speech I heard some pause, and the second one speak more better than the last one.
Okay, and about the young lady?
She can speak very fast, and her speech was correct, and her level is very high.
All right, interesting. But you know, I'm asking you these questions because in a couple of minutes you will have the chance to talk about to answer the same questions. And again, do not forget that I will interrupt you like you saw in the videos, because I have those questions which have already been prepared for you before the class. So I will interrupt you, and I will offer you several questions during your presentation. So when I ask you to grade or to explain why those people were graded the grades like 6, 7, and 8, I just want you to be very specific so that you will understand how you will be graded, which grades you will be awarded. You will understand better in a better way. So what you said, both of you said about fast speaking and slow speaking. Well, I'm not very sure about how important is fast and slow speaking. Of course, we are not talking about you know, when the person is out of how can I say it in a polite way, when the speed, the pace of talking is so slow that you understand that this person is kind of a mentally disabled, or mentally impaired, and it's so hard for him to keep up talking in a good pace. So I'm not sure about fast or slow speaking. Maybe you not know better, but for me, you know, people are different. I know that some people can talk real fast, and other people just, they will be very slow in their presentations, and that's all right. But if you think that you have to talk fast, all right, please, we will see right now how fast you will talk. Okay. Then Kostya said that this young lady, she used kind of a specific vocabulary in her presentation. Well, you know, always when you use any you know, any hints like being more specific, the question is please be more specific yourself. Like, what examples can you present from this lady's speech? Can you think of some examples?
I can't talk about some examples. I just only heard word struggle and some words like this, which is not common.
Well, actually, Kostya, the word struggle, I would say that this is the level. All right. Do you think that this is not the beginner level? Okay, maybe it's a little bit closer to intermediate, but I wouldn't say that this is kind of a very advanced word. All right, and then, yeah, yes, please.
I think so, because I don't know what word struggle mean.
Oh,
and I think I'm not only beginner.
Seriously, that's interesting. So I'm sorry. That's very interesting. And then you mentioned also the mistakes which the person did, which the person made during his presentation. And again, the question to you is, can you think of some examples of these mistakes?
No, I said that she didn't make any serious mistake. I didn't heard any mistakes.
All right, good. Then about Nastya, can you be also be specific? Like you said, one man is his presentation is much better than another one's. And then yes, please. Why do you think so, that his level is higher?
Because he speaks and maybe thought a little bit fast, and in his speech I didn't hear any pause, and her thoughts and her speech was more correct than other speaker.
Yeah, all right. And again, let me present my type of analysis. So, if you ask me, I would say that the answer of the first person was very simple in his ideas. Well, if you just think of the ideas which this person wanted to share with us. His ideas were the most popular hobby is gardening, and then he kind of stopped, which prompted the teacher who was administering the exam. It prompted him to ask another question, and I want you to pay attention to that. If your answer is not, like you said, slow. No, first of all, his answer was very short. You see, again, just let's think of it. The question was, what are the most popular hobbies in your country? And he said, probably gardening. And then he stopped. And then after that, the teacher, he was forced to give another question, like, can you think of other popular hobbies? So you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yes.
So the answer was, the answer was very short. Okay. Then his ideas, like I said, were real simple. You see, he said about reading books, and he explained. Yeah, not because first of all he explained about gardening. He said that it's hard to find food. I don't know. Maybe it's really a big issue in some countries. So gardening is he from Russia? I'm not sure, or which country he is from. That it's so hard to find food, so that people have to do the gardening. I don't know. And so another idea was reading books. And then he said that it's not easy to find good books in the country. So it's kind of a not very common situation, that it's hard to find food, then too hard to find books. So you see, the ideas are very simple. Simple, the meaning is, first of all, they are the same. It's hard to find food, and then it's hard to find books. Okay. And like you mentioned that, both of you said that the level, no mistakes, the level of grammar is high, or the level of vocabulary is high. So, of course, the level is not that high in his presentation. I cannot give you any examples, otherwise, like I can think of books, gardening, reading. That's it. This is the level of the beginner. So then, when you think about the second person, I don't want to take a lot of time from our class, but I'm just helping you to understand how you will answer to this question. So, the second person, he used the expressions which in my understanding are a little bit higher. Like, he said that media helps us to have this soccer, basketball or rugby, to have it as a hobby, like watching. Media helps. Then he said people been doing this soccer since they are kids. Since they are kids, it's kind of a little bit advanced grammar. You can see it. Then he used the phrase like it's likely, which is also pretty much advanced grammar. If you think about the last lady, of her vocabulary contains the words which probably you even didn't understand. Let me explain what I mean by that. Okay, so let's say, for example, she used the word anchor point. Anchor point. Can you understand that? The meaning of this phrase?
No.
And so that is why I'm saying that this is an advanced vocabulary, that even your level is not that bad, but yeah?
I think this is some kind of base or something like this.
Some kind of what?
Base.
Base?
Base point.
I don't understand.
Okay.
Yeah, you can type what you want to say in the chat section. Base point. Base point. Yeah, you can say like base point. Base, not I heard pace. Base point. Yeah, anchor point is the meaning of this phrase is she was talking about the difficult situation in economy. And you know, the anchor, do you know the meaning of the word anchor? No?
I think no.
Okay, I will just translate it for you. So, anchor is a piece of a heavy metal piece which goes down all the way to the bottom, to the bed of the sea or of the river, and it holds real fast the ship on one place. So when she was talking about the economy of the country, she meant that the anchor points gives people the possibility to hold on fast to something when the situation around is not that easy. It's like an anchor for the ship. Okay, so you see, her vocabulary is really advanced, and some other things like she talked about balance and so on. But that's all right. So right now it's up to you to make your presentation. So who would like to start? Or you want some time to get prepared, to take some notes? Whatever you want to, it's up to you.
Okay, I would like to try.
Yeah, please, sure.
What should I talking about?
Okay, I will start. So, we will be talking about hobbies and interests, and I'd like to discuss with you one or two general questions related to this. Let's consider first current and future hobbies. What do you think are the most popular types of hobbies in your country?
In my opinion, the most perspective hobbies is computer gaming. A lot of people in our country prefer computer games to football or some kind of healthy sports.
Okay, and why is that?
They can play computer games sitting at home, while if they want to do some kind of healthy sports, football, basketball, they need to go somewhere.
All right.
Also, they can play in computer games alone, while in the healthy sports they must play together and find some friends. It's not easy.
Okay, I understand. So, what other popular types of hobbies do you know in your country?
I think that chess is popular in our country. We can see some men who take part in international tournaments from Russia.
Okay, good. Do you think that this will continue into the future?
Yes, I think that chess will become more will be moved to computer, and people will play chess in computer, while now they play in real life in school or some sections.
Yeah, we call it clubs or teams. So,
Clubs, okay.
yeah. What do you think? What is something special about chess?
People who play chess have to use their mind to plan their game, to find some right decisions. Also, this is atmosphere when your friends watch as you play, and they helping you to win from their support.
Okay, I understand. Good. Let's move on, Konstantin, to the next part of this conversation. You haven't watched it, but you still have this in your exam. I mean, the IELTS exam. So, what do you think? What are the social benefits of having a hobby?
You can, if you have hobby, you can find a lot of new friends. You can improve your social skills, like skills to communicate with others, and
okay.
I think that's all.
Is there any danger in spending too much time for your hobby?
It depends on hobby, of kind of hobby. If you talk about computer games, of course it can be dangerous. But if football, I think it can be only useful, only. Не знаю, как польза сказать.
The what?
Польза.
Benefit. We talked about that.
Yes.
Benefit. Okay.
I
So
forgot.
yeah, that's all right. Now the next question is thinking about leisure time, and is there a kind of a balance between leisure and work in your country?
I don't think so. In my opinion, people work really hard, and their leisure time really not enough to relax from the work. It must be more leisure time in my country.
Yeah, I agree. Why do you think that people work too much?
People have to work really hard because there is really low зарплата.
Salary, wages, payment, pay. paycheck.
payment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright,
And some people work on 2 jobs or 3 jobs. They can work in their free time using freelance because they must help their family.
Okay, support their family. Okay, really good.
Yes.
Yeah. So now, Nastya, what do you think? If you right now will be just grade Kostya's answer, so which grade will you award to Kostya, and why?
Probably 7, because his answer was very good, I think, and he explained many reasons and paths of modern hobby in our country, and he could answer in your question correctly.
Yeah, but how about these 2 occasions when he got stuck? We call it sometimes the language barrier. Like he was at a loss for words, like when it was about Polza and about Zarplata. What do you think about this occasion?
Everyone who have been learning foreign languages have same problems like Kostya, and I think it's normal.
Okay, good. All right. Now, Nastya, are you willing to start answering to my questions?
Okay, I will try.
Yeah. So, we'll be talking about interests and hobbies. So, I'd like to discuss with you 1 or 2 general questions. Let's consider first current and future hobbies. What do you think are the most popular types of hobby in your country?
Probably it's different parts of different kinds of sport activity. For example, football, volleyball, or baseball, because people like maybe extremely sports, and this kind I can't explain my thought. It's popular because people like do this activity.
Why do you think, what makes extreme sports so popular, or specific, or whatever you want to say?
Because it I don't know how I explain. People like something like that because it's interesting, and
okay.
I don't know.
Can you think of some other popular hobbies in your country?
Yes, to my mind is art.
Okay. And why is that?
Because art is the big part of culture, and people should in art people may explain their feeling and their emotion, so it's probably important for us to create something in art and others.
Okay, so the next question will be, do you think this will continue into the future?
Yes, because I have already said that, for example, art is the part of culture, and so people continue to explain, no, it's not explain, people continue to do something like that, people continue to express their feeling in paper and others various.
Okay. Let's move to the second part of this conversation, and what social benefits of having a hobby can you think of?
Because it's different ways to spend your free time. It also can help you make new friends, and maybe it can improve your different abilities in social in social.
Okay, is there any danger of spending too much time doing your hobby?
Yes, I think so, because there are a lot of dangerous sport activity like football, because when you play, you can, I forgot words.
Which one?
You can получить травму, get
the what?
Получить травму.
Oh, okay, to get an injury.
Yes, to get an injury.
Injury. Excuse me. I will type it to you. Injury. Okay. To get injured or to get an injury. Okay. Good. So next is. Do you think that there is a balance between leisure and work in your country?
I think yes, but not all. Maybe it's not correct level of people, because probably rich people have free time for any entertainment, and they have to spend their free time in different countries and find new hobbies and activities.
So, do you think that people have to work a lot in your country?
I think yes, because they need to support their family. How said my last one speaker, and they need to improve probably social, or maybe not social, life in our country.
Okay, good. Thank you so much. Now, Kostya, will you please grade your answer?
I don't think that her grade will be really high, because she used common vocabulary, her thoughts are simple, and she made a lot of grammar mistakes, she stuck. But I also don't think that my grade is too high. I think that it must be really low, because I stopped my presentation 2 times, and I made a huge amount of grammar mistakes, and also I didn't use some specific words or not common words.
All right, Kostya, thank you so much. But again, what is your grade for Nastya's presentation?
4.
Okay, thank you. No, I will not agree with you. You are a very strict teacher. So I think that what she did about you is around 7, and I think that probably your grade will be slightly lower, like let's say 6.5. But still, it's okay. It's not that poor like you think of yourself. And again, not many grammar mistakes. You haven't done a lot of grammar mistakes. You haven't made them. And the same about Nastya. And again, I'm not trying to point to your grammar mistakes, because this is not the most important part of your presentation, to think a lot of your grammar. Mostly, as you understand, you have to think of your vocabulary. So what are the ways out not to stop and not to have this language barrier during the presentation? What do you think, Nastya?
About my language barrier?
No. It's about two words which Kostya couldn't remember, like Polza and Zarplata. What is the way out? How to avoid the situation like that?
Probably more practice and trying to speak in foreign language on your own.
Maybe as you told us, when a woman forgot about banners at the meeting, she said that this kind of board with sign on it, and I also could say that Zarplata is something that job
you see, you got stuck over again.
Yes.
But that's all right. I've been in your shoes many times, so I can understand what you're saying. Well, okay, finish your sentence, please.
I finished. That's all.
But you didn't say that job brings. Well, you know that every time when you are about to get stuck in the situation, when you can't think of the vocabulary of the necessary word, every time the way out should be, you have to rephrase in a very simple way. So I'm 100% sure that you remember the word to pay, and it was possible for you to remember the word to pay. And when you were thinking about the word benefit, so the easy English word is use. So I think that as I can understand, that you overemphasize, you think too much of finding the only word. It's not necessary. It's not necessary to find the exact word. No. Even in Russian, when you talk in Russian, not always you can think of the exact word which you need to use in your presentation. So what you usually do, you skip it, you jump to another idea, or you find the easier meaning, the easier word, and almost in no time. So you think too much about finding the correct word, and that is very bad for you, because when you stop the presentation, that's after that, it's so hard to think of a good grade. Your presentation was really good, but when you stopped it, so you just spoiled the whole impression. You see, only with the only thing when you stop, your presentation was good. It was almost excellent. So please do not stop next time. All right?
I'll try.
Yeah. All right. Very good. And the last question, but you see, we have no time for talking about the tests and the multiple choice. We're out of time. So the last question is, what is your general impression of this part of the exam? Kostya, please.
I think that if when we'll prepare for this exam, he can take really high grade for some time, maybe 3 months.
Okay. Nastya, what do you think? No, Kostya, I'm thinking about your presentation right now.
My presentation?
Yours.
I think I must fix this text and not stop the future time.
Alright, and Nastya, what about you?
I think I could answer better than I was.
Okay, good. So I will provide the link for you if you just want to review what we did during the class, and if you want to listen to the answers till the end. So you are very welcome. Please do that. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. And again, as always, at the end of the class, I just remind you that please share your ideas about what you think about the about my classes. You can do it here. You know, just write your review, your ideas, your comments, your which needs should be addressed during the presentations. And I think that's it for the class today. If you do not have any comments, any ideas, any needs to address to, we can wrap it up here. So, any questions, ideas, comments?
Can I ask you, what do you think about my grade? Is it important to me to know it?
Yeah, I think that, as I said, 6.5. 6.5.
Okay, thank you.
That's not a big deal. It's just what I it's it's my own opinion, and I don't think that I'm a big expert and that, but still that's what I think. Any other questions? Okay, yeah.
No.
If you
No.
If you have no questions, so thank you so much for taking part in my class, and I invite you to take part in my class next Friday. Have a good time during this weekend and during these holidays, during these celebration festivities. That's it for today. Bye for now.
Thank you for the lesson. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
You are currently the only person in this conference.